Alright, hello there ladies and gentlemen, Moletrap here coming at you with another Starcraft 2 commentary, and this is going to be none other than a game between E.G. DeMuslim from the team Evil Geniuses and Violet, formerly part of the Korean team and now joining Team Empire. And so this is going to be an interesting game. We have a Korean Zerg player here who has joined a foreign team, and he never got a ton of success while he was in Korea, but he did have some strong showings, that is for sure. And he's going to be going up against DeMuslim, who is a extremely strong Terran player. I'm really curious to see how he is able to do, since he has been basically just kind of, he's become a force. There was a time when he was a good player, he was pretty well known, and oh, Violet's going to scout that command center and escape, and for some reason gone are the days when players will check with an SCV or a probe for the Zerg Overlord coming into their base. That's really interesting that people have kind of stopped doing that. I don't know why that practice has been given up, but anyway, point being, DeMuslim, he wasn't really, you know, a force to be reckoned with, and then he had an injury. He broke his arm or his hand, I don't remember which, and had some time off where he wasn't playing at all. And when he came back, he just was renewed. His fervor for the game was just, you know, completely different, and he practiced like a boss, and practiced so much. He's known for practicing a lot of the time, and he just loves the game enough, I guess, that he spends so much time on it that he has become a huge force to be reckoned with. And look at this, DeMuslim putting down a second barracks outside of the Zerg base. He is going to be going for some pressure here on Violet. By the way, this is from the series between these two players at IEM, the recent Intel Extreme Masters tournament. So I gotta warn you, this is actually not game number 1. This is just farther on in the series. So if you don't want any spoilers for this series, if you want to watch them in order, unfortunately I didn't have time to do the whole series there, so I'm going to have to let you go. Oh, is he gonna... Oh, that drone! Wait, he's gonna find it! Oh my gosh, map hacks by Violet, it seems. I don't know how he knew that was there, but he just decided to look around. It could be because he went in here and didn't see a gas, but also didn't see an expansion going up or something along those lines. He does have an Overlord over here, so he could check around, but anyway, point being, he has these Zerglings out already, and he's gonna be able to deal with this attack very quickly. I'm sorry I didn't kind of point out more what Violet was doing, because I was busy talking about the Overlord. But anyway, Roach Warren is now going up as in addition, and this is turning into a really interesting game. Violet has gone ahead and stopped this early rush, and he's putting on some pressure of his own. DeMuslim's going to be forced to go back into his base here, and he has now put down that command center down here in the top of his base. Still no gas for DeMuslim, actually, so he's just going for... yeah, just, oh, he needs to actually, if he sees these Zerglings, he needs to raise that depot. Maybe, okay, I was thinking he might be baiting them in so that they could come up the ramp, and he is going to scout that wall and go ahead and go home. I like this. Oh, that is cool. That barracks that was over here, he says, alright, well, if I can't use it for this purpose, then I'm going to land it at your expansion to stop you from getting an expansion base. That is really cool. The Roach Warren was canceled, by the way. I'm not sure exactly what was up with that. It would have been a pretty strong attack, but he did cancel that Roach Warren in favor of just going for an expansion instead, I guess. Here is the expansion. He's putting it over here at this third, and this is really cool that this barracks has forced him to put that base all the way over here, which is really far away. It's going to be hard to defend. It means that we're going to have Violet be really aggressive and out on the map. If he doesn't have map control at any point in time, then DeMuslim will be able to go over here and assault this third base. It's going to be really hard for him to defend that, of course. So DeMuslim is just going ahead and getting a factory and a reactor after that extra command center. So he is going to be able to take map control more than likely once he gets some Hellions out on the map, especially since no Roach Warren after all. In any case, we do have the Evolution Chamber going up now as well in Violet's base, and I wouldn't be surprised for him to... Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. He put the Zergling there to stop the barracks from landing, so the barracks couldn't land there, so he could send his Zerglings back out to the middle map to take control of the watchtower. Very cool. Right now we have Violet sending this Overlord in. He's going to suicide the Overlord in to try and scout what's going on, since he has very little information about what's going on in the base right now. And a couple of Marines are coming over. Are they going to kill it in time? He sees that barracks land which is actually a pretty good indication. Okay, and he doesn't actually see it, but now he's just going to go ahead and come up the ramp and spot that factory just to make doubly sure. He did spot the expansion as well, but he did not, you know, see these 2 factories going down. That is actually crazy. Factories going down for DeMuslim. He is going to go for a bit of a mech build. I like this barracks got to go through and scout the whole base as well, by the way, so he was able to see no lair, because it would be really risky to put his lair over here at this expansion. So he scouts that there's not a lair going on in here. Spore Crawler going up for Empire Violet in his main. I don't know why he did that, to be honest. That is really strange. He got the Evo Chamber. I don't. Maybe he's just he was worried about Banshees, but he scouted the main. He saw the expansion. He saw the factory with the Hellions. He saw no starport. I don't know why he was afraid of Banshees there, but it's a little strange. But anyway, he is getting the carapace upgrades for his Zerglings as well. Actually, for all of his ground units, I suppose. But it's going to be very handy for his Zerglings. Hellions coming over here. They're going to be able to get behind these drones. The Spine Crawler's not up yet, but even so, the drones are going to have a hard time finding some place to run to. And yeah, he can just kind of hide behind those minerals, and he can just camp those Hellions there and basically stop Violet from mining until he either A, relocates the Spine Crawler, or B, gets some roaches, or C, sacrifices a lot of Zerglings to take out those Hellions from behind the ramp. Actually, it looks like he's going to go after those drones after all, and he loses one of the Hellions, and that actually, he had a really good position behind the minerals, but he gave it up in order to try and get a couple drones, and instead lost all those Hellions. So, well, what else is he going to do? I guess he wasn't content to just camp them behind there. Continue to make lots of Hellions here. He is definitely going for a mechanized style of play here, though. But look at this, is interesting. He's actually making almost all Hellions. He's making Hellions out of 3 factories, one of which has a reactor. He's getting the Blue Flame upgrade as well. He is just going mass Hellions here. And, well, this could do very well for him because Violet still has nothing but Zerglings. And he could just get completely overrun by mass Hellions because once you get a critical mass, even Queens are not going to be enough. Here he comes in running with several of them. Blue Flame is finished. Gets himself back into a corner, out of range of that Spine Crawler. All the Zerglings are going to die except for a handful that have orange and red health. And the addition of that Queen piling damage on top was really nice. But a drop in the back as well. And this is a really cool drop. Sorry I missed the beginning of it, but he's taken out several drones already. Looks like a few kills on each of these Hellions. And oh no, he's piling up the drones! A huge hit. 17 workers killed in all for DeMuslim. He's killed a lot of drones this entire game and a bunch of Zerglings as well. And look at this, while the Zerglings are off somewhere else, he's going to try and get these Hellions behind the mineral line again. Going to take out yet more drones. Huge Blue Flame hits on all these drones. So many drones being killed. Another dozen being killed at this location before these Zerglings come in here. Wow, that was just tons and tons of damage. And he is just still making almost entirely Hellions. Now he is getting +1 for his Hellions now at this armory, which is over here. And getting a tech lab on his starport. That is actually kind of interesting. I wonder if that's going to be for late Banshees or what. But I don't know exactly what that's for. But he's killed so many drones though. Let's actually look at the income tab here. Yeah, only 36 drones on the map right now. And he's been forced to basically move all of his drones to gas in order to stop this, in order to try and build up his drone count. He needs all of his drones on minerals so he can have the money to build more drones, basically, which comes down to. And you know what? He's just constantly producing Hellions and Hellions and Hellions. And you know what? Violet isn't doing anything about it. He's like, well, there's no way he would keep making all these Hellions, so I'm just not even going to respond to it. And so as a result, he's just losing everything. He's just making a couple Spine Crawlers. Finally, the Roach Warren is up. Where are the Roaches? With this many Hellions in play, he needs to... I mean, all he had to do was make a handful of Roaches before, and he could have dealt with these so much better. Where's being attacked over here? Oh, it's the barracks. Floating around, scouting out the base again, seeing what's going on. Zerglings are going to camp underneath it for some reason. Anyway, yeah, more and more Hellion attacks going out here. This creep tumor is just going to get ignored. Actually, I think it popped up behind this cloak. And, oh man, even more drones getting obliterated here. Finally, some roach production in play. All these drones just getting slaughtered, though. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I just don't know why he's not dedicating more to stopping this relentless Hellion attack. I guess he just, you know, wasn't expecting him to keep making Hellions, because that was kind of silly, actually. It's kind of like a thing where he's like, well, all I have to do is make roaches, so there's no way he's going to keep making Hellions. Well, if you don't make those roaches, then he can keep making them. 4 Thors in production, well, 3 of them now. This one just popped out, so he's transitioning into some higher tech units, getting the Thors out, starting to get some tanks as well. The lair is completed, but we still have very little gas being mined for Violet. Just this one gas with 1 drone in it, I believe. And look at this. More Hellions coming in. More Hellions coming in. Violet, what are you doing? Where are your roaches? His squad of roaches is heading that direction to deal with those Hellions, but at this point, he's just like, well, I'm ahead, so if I keep sacrificing Hellions to kill drones, then it doesn't matter. I'm going to stay ahead, and that's exactly what he's doing. This destructible rocks are about to be taken out, and the command center over here is going to be able to float over and take the gold base. Now, by the way, this is, with the previous patch, this is not 143, this is 142, so the mules dropped on that gold base will still be able to collect double minerals off the high yield, and so that will be a very nice base for DeMuslim to have. They'll be able to start producing lots and lots more Hellions, that's for sure. Another attack going in here. Violet, why don't you just leave a couple roaches at each base, buddy? This is getting a little ridiculous. He's down to 27 drones at this point to the 68 SCVs for DeMuslim. 68 of them, which is actually almost too many. He's got full saturation at all of his bases, but he's actually going to mine out pretty soon, so he's not going to be able to make full use of that. I like this little, making a couple barracks and a bunk and an engineering bay, rather, to create a wall so they can't be run by. I don't know how you'd say that. Anyway, point being, he's got his work cut out for him. What is going on here? These SCVs are off. Okay, well, that's one good way of using your SCVs, is setting them with your Thors. He's been harassed the entire game. Violet, with very little economy, is so far behind here that he doesn't have the economy to hold this off. It's 150 supply to 70. Can he pull something out to deal with this? Now, there aren't a lot of Hellions in this group of units. There's actually 0 Hellions, so if he can make a lot of Zerglings, he might be able to hold something off, but it's going to be really tough for him. 5 Overlords in production since he's gotten supply blocked by these Thors, killing all the Overlords on their way to this battle. The Overlords pop. He's got one opportunity to make some units, and he makes 5 creep tumors. And no units. I think Violet has given up at this point. Well, he is actually counterattacking with some roaches, but GG, well played, real devil, says Empire Violet at the end of that game. So GG, nicely played. Just a absolutely constant harassment with quadruple production Hellions, and Violet just didn't take it seriously enough, the threat of the mass Hellions, and didn't defend well enough, and didn't have an economy in the late game. So yeah, that game was really highly recommended on Gosu Gamers. I think maybe just because it was so ridiculous how many Hellions were involved, and the massive assaulting of Hellions over and over again, although it was a bit of a one-sided game. So hope you guys enjoyed it, though. I did enjoy casting it, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can squeeze in some more commentaries, so I can try to get more stuff up on here on YouTube. I know I've been away for a while, but I've been busy and I've been sick. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.